One. Wow, so we are on, and here's what I am Leonie Tusa. I'm delighted to be here with you this evening, this afternoon, rather. So, here's what for those of you who are here live for the first time, please note that I'm excited to connect with you. It's always important for us to connect. So, I am Leonie Tusa. I'm a certified life coach. And I do have a background in education, over 20 years in education. I'm also a motivational speaker as well as a mentor. So here's what I do. I work with students and their parents and other professionals who seek out my service to help them, break through obstacles to develop consistency and really take control of their success and achieve their goals. And guess what? If you're watching live for the very first time here on YouTube, and maybe if you've been catching the replay later when I share it on Facebook, feel free to leave a line and say replay. This message this evening is for you once you're here with me. All right, so feel free. Let me know where you're chiming in from, which country, which place in Trinidad and Tobago, in the chat. Feel free to let me know where you are from. All right, drop a line. Feel free to drop a line. So this evening, I want you to be able to level up. Yes, I want you to be able to level up in your performance, in your personal life, in your academic life, and even your professional life. Because what I'm sharing with you here today is basically about it is applicable to everyone. All right. So here's what to level up here. There are three things you really need to have in place for you to level up. And one of them is a strategy. That's one of the ingredients you need to have. And secondly, the right set of skills and the right mindset. All right. So that again, you need to have the right strategy, the right skills, as well as the right method or mindset, rather. All right. And today I'm going to teach you how to stop making excuses and start taking action to improve your grades, your personal growth, or even your professional life and even future successes. Because I can tell you that all of us, many of us would like to level up, and we're not quite sure of the strategy, we're not quite sure of the skills that is required, and sometimes we just don't have the mindset. All right. So if you're ready to take control of your success, drop a fireball in the chat. You know, that fire, that heat that says fire, that little flame, drop that in the chat if you are ready to take control of your success. Yeah? Good. Lovely. So let's dive into it one time, because I don't want to take much of your time. We're just going to be here for about 15, 20 minutes. All right. And this is a real story that I would have experienced. And I mean, it's the same, it's quite similar to what I've experienced as an educator, communicating with students and even adults in different walks of life. All right. So the real story is there was a time I would have given my students a test. And I mean, many, oh, lovely. You're ready, Cece. Awesome. Nice to have you here with me. Feel free to drop a line of which country you're from. Okay. Nice to have you with me. And feel free to share this live so that you can encourage some of your friends to come in and we could learn together as well. So I remember, and this is something that a lot of educators may experience, and to some extent parents. You give a student an examination, they didn't do well on the exam at all. All right, they didn't perform at their best, and you know they can do much better. But there was a time when something really caught my attention, and it was that some of the students who did not have all the material, quote unquote, their textbooks, let's just use it. Lovely, you're from Trinidad and Tobago. Lovely, nice to have you here from Trinidad. All right, lovely. So what stood out for me at one point in time was that a student who didn't have the textbook, they got the highest scores. All right, they didn't own a textbook. Some of the other students had textbooks and they didn't score as high as I was expecting as well. So the thing about it is always about the question of what makes the difference. Whether you have your material or you don't have all your material, what makes a difference? Now, some of the responses I would have gotten was that I didn't have enough time, I wasn't prepared, I didn't study, I was distracted, I wasn't motivated. And I think that sometimes this sounds familiar, doesn't it? I know it sounds very familiar when you liaise with persons, that these are some of the excuses or the challenges that I've heard them talk about. I bet, I know I would have said it sometimes as a child, as a teenager, and we would have all said it at some point in time or the other. Am I correct? We would have said it at some point in time or the other. But here's the truth. Here's the thing about all of this. Excuses will not get us the results that we want. And I want to repeat that. Excuses won't get us the results that we are looking for. If you are looking to improve your grades, if you're looking to save a certain amount of money or whatever it is, excuses won't get us the results. But one of the things I'm certain about that will give us the results that we're looking for is a strategy. If you agree with me, type yes in the comments. A strategy will help you get the results that you want. Yeah, a strategy will. So remember, if you are listening, you are here, just say that I'm present and just say which country you're from. I'll really appreciate that. All right, good. So let's move on. So the thing is, I would have challenged some of my students to do something for me. I challenged them to stop blaming anybody else and start taking control. So instead of saying, I'll study harder, we needed to break that down a bit. And we did that. You need to break it down into a clear plan. You need to have a strategy, just like planning an event or planning a party or planning a football game or planning any activity. You need to plan. Question: have you ever made an excuse for why you didn't achieve something? Let me know in the chat. Have you ever made an excuse for why you didn't achieve something? Just let me know in the chat. Is yes or no? Yeah. All right. Yes, I know, me too. Some of us do. At some point in your life, you would have done that. But here's what I can share with you. We can create an action plan. We can create an action plan. Let's do an exercise, and I'm going to keep the same exercise I would have done with my students. You're planning a big party, or you're planning an epic game tournament. You're planning a football game, an anniversary, a birthday party. You're planning this big event. Now, my question to you, would you just say, let's have fun? Would you just say, let's have fun? And hope for the best? Would you just say, let's have fun, and you just hope for the best? No, you wouldn't. You'd plan things out. You would plan, wouldn't you? You're going to plan by setting a date. You're going to plan by finding a location. You're going to plan by making a budget. You're going to have a theme for the party or the game. You're going to have all those things in place. What type of entertainment and the security of the place that you're going to have this event. All right, you're going to do that. So if you sit and you think about the time, how you would actually start a plan a party, some of us, we realize that we could use the details of planning a party to actually do the same for your success. you can do the same for your success. And remember, I said there were 3 ingredients: a strategy, the right skills, and the right mindset. And right now we're looking at a strategy. And you're getting the skill of how you can go ahead and plan for your success. So let's say, for instance, the date of it would be when to study. Would be, where should I study? Because today we are looking at how to move from excuses to how students can take control of their success. All right. So when you, instead of saying that I'll study more, let's plan. When will you study? Hi, Kayla, nice to see you on with us. Yeah. So we're looking for this strategy. We know what the challenges are. So let's get a strategy. Let's create that plan. So one of the first things you want to do is, let's say, when will I study? I'll study from 5 to 7 p.m. daily. And that will be based on what level you are in secondary school in particular. Then you want to identify, okay, well, where can I study? Where can I study? And where can I study? You'd want to know that it's a quiet place without distractions. And then you want to ask yourself, but how am I going to be studying? How am I going to study my various subjects? Right? How am I going to study my various subjects? How am I going to do that? Am I going to use flashcards? Am I going to use practice tests? Can I tell you that success comes when you plan for it? Success comes when you plan for it. And I want you to type in the chat now, success comes when I plan for it. Do that quickly for me. Write in the chat, success comes when I plan for it. Right? Success comes when I plan for it. All right, let me type it in as well. All right. I'm going to put it in there for me as well. Success comes when I plan for it. Yeah, I'm typing it in as well. You could type it in as well. Because it's the same thing for me as well. Success comes when I plan for it. Yes, success comes when I plan for it. Very good. So tell me in the chat one more thing. What is one specific thing? What is one thing you would do differently to improve your success? What is one thing you will do differently to improve your success? What's that one thing? I'm going to type it in as well, you know. I am going to type it. I'm going to type in for me as well. All right. And one thing that I know I will do differently, or continue, or I should say continue to do, is to implement what I've learned. What I am learning, I'm saying. Yeah, because every day you learn, you're learning. Every day you're learning something new. All right. So I'm going to I will implement what I'm learning. So right now I'm learning to do a variety of strategies, how to make sure I rewrite my affirmations, you know, and I'm getting new ideas on how to do that and how to repeat certain things so that I can achieve those goals. All right. So I'm going to implement what I'm learning. For some of us, we would probably take the time out to write down a plan of when I'm going to study, etc. And that brings me, and I'm going to look at one area in particular where you could start. All right. And that is having the right study environment. Having the right study environment is so important. Having the right study environment is very important. Here's how your study space should look and feel. And I am talking about it because it is just as important as how you plan. All right? Your study space is just as important as your plan. It's the space where you're going to execute a number of your activities that will help you pass your examinations. All right, so let's think about this. And I know maybe it might have one or two people who probably like games who might be listening. All right, or if you're going to have a party or whatever it is. But let's look at if it's a game. If it's a game of, let's say, cricket, let's say if it's a game of football or basketball. If you are into sports, you need to have the right gaze. You need to have the correct focus to win. So if you're studying, you'll need the right environment to succeed. All right? You need to have the right environment to succeed. So, so let me let you know or share with you what a great study space should have, what it should look like, what it should feel like. Number one of the things you want to make sure your study area has is good lighting. All right. And of course, that will prevent you from straining your eyes and it will keep you alert once you have proper lighting. We don't want to get the dim lights. All right. We want the dim lights or no lights at all. It's for when you're asleep. All right. I'm learning not to get distracted and turning studying into a game, which helps me focus better to study. Okay, great. That's very good, Cece. But here's what I'm going to be doing a live soon on distractions. So what I would want you to do is to share this live, click on the notifications. So you're going to always see when I'll be coming on. And the topic I'm looking at, the next topic I'll be looking at is dealing with distractions. All right, so feel free to take note of that. All right, so let's continue. All right, so we need to have good lighting and it must be a distraction-free zone. So you're gonna try your best not to have your study space next to the television. You're not gonna have your phones with you. All right, and you also want to make sure you don't want to be where there's a lot of loud noise, right? And very good. Thanks so much, Cece. Right? So you want to have that distraction-free zone. So if you're studying, put on your do not disturb on your cell phone or just switch it off altogether. All right, so that you will minimize people coming and distract you. All right, when you're studying. And then the next thing you want to make sure you want to make sure that your desk or your table or whatever you're using to write, whatever you're using, is going to be a organized workspace, a clean desk, a clean table. So it will help you to focus. All right, excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Then you want to have a comfortable area, but not too cozy. And again, please do not study on your bed. That is a recipe to sleep. Your bed is to sleep on. Do not study on your bed unless you just have no choice. All right, sit down on the floor if you have to, but do not make yourself comfortable on your bed. From the time you sit on your bed, I think it directs your mind to simply sleep. All right, so stay away from the bedroom, stay away from your bed when you want to study. All right, and of course, you need to have your equipment and your material necessary for studying. So for instance, what are some of the things you think you should have to help you study in terms of your material needed? I know I would have water when I would have one of the things next to me. I'd have my bottled water close to me when I'm studying. All right, I'll have my pens. All right, I'd have my writing material, my textbooks. Whatever I'm going to be studying on, I have it. I have access to it. All right, if you have to do research online, of course, you have your laptop and you would be doing your research. So you need to have your equipment for whatever you're going to be preparing for. All right, your environment shapes your success. Yes, your environment also influences your success. So if you're always distracted, you would not retain the information. All right. I'm going to repeat myself. Your environment shapes your success. Your environment at home, your environment at school, it shapes your success. Wherever you are, and your environment has a part in shaping you. All right. If you are always distracted, you will not retain information. All right. You will not retain information. And I have one more question for you. And if you want, you could put your answer in the chat. All right. But this question is for you. All right. Oh, you think that's what it is? Okay. Well, we could talk about that when we meet tomorrow. All right. How would you rate your study environment? Let's drop a score. 1, meaning that it's not really good, and between 1 to 10, you could drop it in the chat. How would you rate your study environment? For me, my study environment is really good. It's very quiet where I am. It's distraction free. It's generally well lit and that sort of thing. So I will give my study environment a 10. What would you rate yours? Do you have all these things in place? If not, you don't have to actually put your answer in the chat, but you could write it on a piece of paper in your notebook right next to you. All right. But here's what. The thing about it is that you could take action right now. You could take action right now and develop a plan that will still give you some level of success if you're in exams right now. The thing is, as Napoleon Hill says in one of his books, I think it's Think and Grow Rich, you can't get something without giving up, without nothing. You have to give up something. You got to give up something in order for you to get what you really want. At the end of the day, that's it. So let's take action. So now it's your turn. If you're ready to stop making excuses and start seeing results, I'm here to help as a certified life coach. I work with students and their parents so that they could set clear goals. Okay, Kayla. All right. We'll talk about it. All right. You can set clear, achievable goals together, up a study timetable and time management skills so that you could stay motivated and accountable. So sometimes when you don't even lack the motivation, you just know that at the end of the day, I might not feel to do this, but not feeling or wanting to do what you're supposed to do now, you think is going to impact on your success and what you really want to achieve. So even if you're not motivated, you still need to work. Yeah, you still build habits for lasting success. So this is what I do as a life coach. All right. And if you want personalized coaching, you could either direct message me. Some of you could direct message me, and let's turn your goals into reality, because I know you can win. I know you can win. And one more thing before you go, I want you to feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share the YouTube channel, and stay tuned. Stay tuned for more. So I want to thank all of you so much for coming. And if you believe this was very helpful to you, feel free to drop a yes in the comments. If you find this was really helpful and it was of value to you, feel free to drop a yes in the comments. All right. And all right. You could always drop it in later too if you want to. And the thing is, I'll see you in the next live session. I'm happy it was fruitful for you, beneficial to you. And I know you could always email me at info. Let me put in the chat. Info at leonistoussaint.com. you could send me an email there and we can connect as well. All right. So you could do that. Ah, Kayla, of course it was. So I just sent you my email address and you can feel free to send me an email as well. And let's get you turned around. Let's get with it. All right. So I want to thank each and everyone again once more for joining me. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Thank God for technology as well, right? Right. So thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to watch it again, go through your plan, and you could start planning. All right. I have a couple other stuff I'm going to upload eventually right here that has been done on my Facebook page so that you will not get us too distracted on Facebook, but you can be right, come right here and listen and implement and get some level of improvement. All right. So thank you once again. I am your life coach, mentor, and motivational speaker, Miss Leonie Toussaint, and I'll see you soon for our next live. Stay tuned. Bye for now. Okay. Bye. All right. Okay, let's